If you ask the president of Cameroon where he would want to celebrate his birthday, he will possibly tell you Paris. And he does. If you ask somebody from Angola, they would possibly tell you Lisbon. If you ask somebody from Nigeria, holding all factors constant, where they would want to be, London. If you ask somebody from La Côte d'Ivoire, Paris. Democratic Republic of Congo, Bruxelles. We are mentally captured. We are mentally captured, and until the day we decolonize our minds, we will do all the things that we want to do, but we will never realize our potential. We have a governance crisis. That is why the African countries are unstable. But in the next 1 year, we are going to have no less than 9 elections in Africa. 9 general elections across the continent of Africa. But in every African country where there is or where there are elections, people are scared. So election is not just a regular process of determining who is going to be in charge of affairs. It threatens the nation. Because it is life and death. Because politics has become the shortest avenue for material aggrandizement. There are 2 things in Africa today. If you want to be rich without working hard at all, be a politician or found a church. That is, in all African countries, that is what I see. That is why people engage in cutthroat competition, and throats are actually cut in pursuit of political power. And that, in my view, undermines development. You know, in the continent of Africa, we now think that periodic elections is what democracy is. That is not democracy. We have perfected the art of manipulating democratic processes. Those who win the elections are not necessarily the ones who win the election, the ones who are announced to have won the elections in many African countries. And when that happens, there is always constant agitation so that we do not address agriculture. We do not address health. We do not address education. The net effect is that development is undermined. Today, we are in a crisis. And I'm suggesting that part of our crisis is not only the colonial, but the post-colonial. And as I speak now, what is undermining our development is that there is a new scramble for Africa. The new scramble for Africa is a little bit more different. It is not, they will allow us to have our leaders. We'll elect our presidents. We'll elect our governors. We'll have our ministers. That will happen, but they are not bothered. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows ahead. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here, the Turks are here, the British are here, the French are here, the Qataris are here, the Americans are here this time round. They are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it? In order to develop, we must do something. I want you to look at many African countries, both physically and otherwise. When we regained independence, we had constitutions which were referred to as the Westminster Model Constitution. The Constitution of Nigeria is Westminster Model. Until, of course, you wrote your own constitution in the 1907. Kenya, Westminster Model. Zambia, Westminster Model. And it is never lost on me that the house that was occupied by the colonial governor is the very same that is occupied by the independent president. It has never been lost on me that when we form government, we have the same nomenclature that they use ministers. When you go to our parliaments, the white wigs that they use is what our speakers still use. If you look at the way we make decisions, we still have the mace. The way they address their judges, my lord, and I'm a lawyer and we do that. And we think it's such a great thing when we say, my lord. The same thing. In other words, we are mentally captured. Particularly those of us who have had the advantage of formal European education, they don't worry about us. They can predict how we are going to behave. First of all, we are going to speak in English as we are speaking, not in Yoruba, or in Fulani, or Fulfude, or Gibo. They can think that we are going to speak in French, and we even sometimes measure intelligence on one's ability to speak a foreign language. He is very intelligent, he speaks good French. As if you cannot be intelligent when you speak Igbo, or Fulani, or Fulfude. I'm very happy that the federal government has now said that they are going to teach some of these languages in lower classes. That is, and I'm saying this, that we may understand that we have a governance crisis.